Coordinates: 16 degrees north 108 degrees east, 16 degrees north 108 degrees east, 16. 108 in ASEAN. Officially, the Socialist Republic of Vietnam is a country in Southeast Asia, located at the eastern edge of the Indo-Chinese Peninsula. Vietnam is divided into 58 provinces and 5 municipalities, covering 331,699 square kilometers, with a population of over 96 million inhabitants as of 2019, making it the 16th most populous country in the world. Vietnam shares its land borders with China to the north, and Laos and Cambodia to the west. It shares its maritime borders with Thailand through the Gulf of Thailand, and the Philippines, Indonesia and Malaysia through the South China Sea. Its capital city is Hanoi, and its most populous city is Ho Chi Minh City. Archaeological excavations indicate that Vietnam was inhabited as early as the Paleolithic age. The ancient Vietnamese nation, which was centered on the Red River Valley and nearby coastal areas, was annexed by the Ha dynasty in the 2nd century BC, which subsequently made Vietnam a division of Imperial China for over a millennium. The first independent monarchy emerged in the 10th century AD. This paved the way for successive imperial dynasties as the nation expanded southward until the Indochina Peninsula was colonized by the French in the late 19th century. Modern Vietnam was born upon the proclamation of independence from France in 1945. Following Vietnamese victory against the French in the First Indochina War, which ended in 1954, the nation was divided into two rival states, Communist North and Anti-Communist South. Conflicts intensified in the Vietnam War, which saw extensive U.S. intervention in support of South Vietnam and Soviet and Chinese support for the North, and ended with North Vietnamese victory in 1975. After North and South Vietnam were reunified as a communist state under a unitary socialist government in 1976, the country became economically and politically isolated until 1986, when the Communist Party initiated a series of economic and political reforms that facilitated Vietnamese integration into world politics and the global economy. As a result of the successful reforms, Vietnam has enjoyed a high GDP growth rate, consistently ranked among the fastest-growing countries in the world. It is a regional power in Southeast Asia and is considered a middle power in global affairs. It is a developing country with a lower middle-income economy and high Human Development Index. It nevertheless faces challenges including corruption, pollution, poverty, inadequate social welfare and a poor human rights record, including increasing persecution of religious groups and human rights advocates and intensifying restrictions on civil liberties. By 2010, Vietnam had established diplomatic relations with 178 countries. It is part of several major international and intergovernmental institutions or groupings including the United Nations Forum, Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership and the World Trade Organization. The country has also assumed a seat on the United Nations Security Council twice. The name Vietnam, and later as U. At that time it referred to a people or chieftain to the northwest of the Shank. In the early 8th century BC, a tribe on the middle Yangtze were called the Yang Yu, a term later used for peoples further south. Between the 7th and 4th centuries BCU, Viet referred to the state of Yu in the lower Yangtze basin and its people. From the 3rd century BC the term was used for the non-Chinese populations of South and Southwest China and northern Vietnam, with particular ethnic groups called Minh Yu, Uyu, Luoyu or Navoi Nam established the Nguyen dynasty. In the second year of his rule, he asked the Jia King Emperor of the King dynasty to confer on him the title King of Nam Viet Nanyu after seizing power in Annam. The emperor refused because the name was related to Zhao Tuo's Nanyu, which included the regions of Guangxi and Guangdong in southern China. The King Emperor, therefore, decided to call the area Vietnam instead. Between 1804 and 1813, the name Vietnam was used officially by Emperor Gia Long. It was revived in the early 20th century in Phan Boi Chau's History of the Loss of Vietnam, and later by the Vietnamese Nationalist Party. The country was usually called An Nam until 1945, when the imperial government in Hue adopted Vietnam. Archaeological excavations have revealed the existence of humans in what is now Vietnam as early as the Paleolithic age. Homo erectus fossils dating to around 500,000 BC have been found in caves in Lang Son and Anh Hien provinces in northern Vietnam. The oldest Homo sapiens fossils from mainland Southeast Asia are of Middle Pleistocene provenance and include isolated tooth fragments from Tham Om and Hang Hum. Teeth attributed to Homo sapiens from the late Pleistocene have been found at Dong Can and from the early Holocene at Mai Da Du, Lang Gao.